Okay, students, so this is the last period, and today is August 27th. We have already discussed about quality in a bit of detail in my previous period in fifth one. So I asked you to go for a reading, but I believe you might not have given, have received the time to do so as you had back to back periods, right? So whenever today's homework in this chapter is whenever you get time in the evening, do make time for at least half an hour, okay? And when you will sit idle, you will go for a silent reading, highlight all the tough words, look up those words in the dictionary, so you will get a point to always remember and retain the information which is discussed in this chapter, right? Now we have known so far that this is quality, and quality being the title of the story is reflecting to Gessler's boots. So there are Gessler's brothers, and these brothers, they make shoes, and the boots prepared by the Gessler brothers are so long lasting that it is not easily damaged, and people can use the same boots for years and years. So once you have purchased a boot from Mr. Gessler, I think you're gonna visit him after many years because they last super long. Now, where were we? We were here. I cannot forget that day. Now the speaker is remembering a day where he had, on which I had, so he had got a chance to say to him, on which I had occasion to say to him, means he found something about which he can speak about the quality of boots, cause he seldom got any chance to complain about the quality of boots. Yes or no? The quality of the boots was so fine that you will not get a single chance to complain about it. But on one occasion, the speaker got some reason to say the following lines to Mr. Gessler. What was it, Mr. Gessler? That last pair of boots creaked, you know. It He looked at me for a time. Now when he heard the statement from a customer, Mr. Gessler kept looking at him without replying. He was simply looking at him as if expecting me to withdraw, because it was probably very unreal for him to hear, to listen to such thing, because with the conviction, the determination he had been showing in his own work was something that nobody can point out. But he kept looking at him, and he said it shouldn't have creaked. Okay, it shouldn't have creaked. You got them wet before they found themselves. Now if you look at the left side of the page, the transcription, the proper Indian accent is given. This is the German accent. You got them wet before they found themselves. You got them wet. You know the meaning of wet. When the shoes are wet, the chances of damage increases. Yes or no? So you got them wet before they found themselves. I don't think so. To which the speaker denied that मुझे नहीं लगता. I don't think so. I got them wet. कि जूते गीले थे. All right. At that, he lowered his eyes. When he heard this reply, Mr. Gessler lowered his eye as if hunting for memory of those boots. Right? I felt sorry. I had mentioned this grave thing. Send them back. He said, I will look at them. Now he accepted that, okay, something might be wrong. Some boots are bad from birth. If I can do nothing with them, I take them off your bill. Right? So uh, now here the man who is the manufacturer, who is the creator, who is actually designing these boots, he sincerely apologized. And what did he say in reply? He say that you please send them back. I will definitely look at them. And then the statement comes, some boots. Some boots, he continues slowly. Okay, so some boots are bad from birth. If I can do nothing with them, अगर मैं कुछ भी नहीं कर पाया उनका, तो मैं आपके पैसे वापस कर दूंगा. ठीक है? Once, under bracket only once. once only. I went absent-mindedly into his shop in a pair of boots, bought in an emergency at some large firm. ठीक है, देखो क्या बोल रहा है. Now the speaker is giving another example, another episode of his life where once एक बार की बात है जब वो he went absent-mindedly. What was his state of mind? He was absent-minded. उसे पता नहीं था, उसे याद नहीं था. He went absent-mindedly into his shop, Mr. Gessler's shop. कौन से जूते पहन रखे थे? In a pair of boots. कहाँ से खरीदे थे? Bought in an emergency. इमरजेंसी में खरीदे गए थे जूते. कहाँ से? At some large firm. Means he did purchase the pair of boots. Which pair? The pair which he was wearing at that moment when he went absent-mindedly into the shop. Right? So he took my order without showing me any leather, and I could feel his eyes penetrating the inferior covering of my foot. At last he said, "Those are not my boots." Right? So Mr. Gessler found it and he pointed that the boots which you're wearing, sir, those are not my shops. Right? It does not belong to my shop. The tone was not one of anger, nor of sorrow, not even of contempt, but there was in it something quite that froze the blood. Froze the blood. कुछ इस तरीके से मिस्टर गेस्लर ने उनको फील कराया. किनको? द स्पीकर. दैट हिज ब्लड फ्रोजन. उनका खून जम गया. कैन यू प्रिडिक्ट व्हाट काइंड ऑफ फीलिंग? ये सारे फ्रेजेस बेटा इसलिए यूज किए गए हैं by the author to make you feel what is the feeling going on in the mind, in the heart of the speaker. Okay. He put his hand he put his hand down and pressed a finger on the place where the left boot was not quite comfortable. Okay. It hurts you there. Means it hurts you there. Those big firms have no self respect. ये वही जूते हैं जो उन्होंने पहन रखे हैं. And the same shoes, the same boots are being pointed out by Mr. Gessler. And what is he saying? That the big firm from which you have purchased this boot, they have no self-respect for the person for whom the boots are created. लोगों की सेल्फ रिस्पेक्ट नहीं होती है बिग फर्म्स को. वो बस जूते बना देते हैं. And then, as if something had given way within him, he spoke long and bitterly. It was the only time I ever heard him discuss the condition and hardships of his trade. Now, that one moment actually opened up the heart of Mr. Gessler, and he was speaking at big, good length that probably the customer, the speaker, has never seen him in his previous meetings so far. And somewhere through his speech he was quite disturbed. He was disturbed, and he was he got to know what are the hardships. कौन कौन सी conditions हैं, कैसी कैसी problems आती हैं जो इस trade से जुड़े हुए हैं लोग, है ना. Mr. Gessler is one of the people who is associated with this trade of making of boots. They get it all. They get it by advertisement, not by work. They take it away from us who loaf our booths. It comes to this. Presently, I have no work. Every year it gets less. You will see. So, what is he saying? They get it all. They get it by advertisement, not by work. They take it away from us who love our boots. It comes to this. Presently, I have no work. Every year it gets less. So, have you understood what kind of pressure, what kind of competition, how, how these bigger firms are actually taking away all the credit of the firm which are working diligently, and their boots are also very good in quality, but because of this commercialization, they advertise, they campaign, they create big hoardings, banners, so that people will get attracted, people will get to know. And this is quite true. You might be seeing so many ads about different kinds of television, say Sony Bravia, Samsung. So all the companies which advertise their own product, people get aware about them, and when they go to market, they prefer those. Yes or no? Hope you people are understanding the text. Okay, okay. Now, so, in a way, he just shared this heart wrenching pain with the speaker, and he was not at all expecting this. And looking at his lined face, lined means his face was wrinkled. I saw things I had never noticed before, bitter things and bitter struggle, and what a lot of gray hairs there seemed suddenly in his red beard. For the first time, he got to observe this man, this old man who was so hard working that he would give his blood and sweat to his profession. But today, what was his condition? He was all suffering. He was all, being suffered by these bigger firms, which are actually the real reason why he was not getting work, why he was being paid less, why he was not getting more consignments, more orders. So definitely, it is so disheartening for a person that if my shop is not going to be uh, what run well by me, if more customers will not turn up with every passing day, then what is going to happen someday? I will definitely be in loss, and I have to shut it, I have to close it, right? So the same kind of struggle Mr. Gessler was facing. As best I could, I explained the circumstances of those ill omened boots. But his face and voice made so deep an impression that during the next few minutes I ordered many pairs. They lasted longer than ever, and I was not able to go to him for nearly 2 years. It was many months before my next visit to his shop. This time it appeared to be his elder brother, handling a piece of leather. Well, Mr. Gessler, I said, how are you? He came close and peered at me. Peered. Peered means check out the meaning from dictionary and use the chat section. Okay. So he peered at me. I'm very well. He said slowly, but my elder brother is dead. Okay? But my elder brother is dead. So who was he then? This we shall get to know. Huh? Say, okay. Okay. हैज डेड ये कौन सा सेंटेंस है? हिज एल्डर ब्रदर हैज डेड बहुत इनकरेक्ट है, इसको दोबारा फ्रेम करो और चैट में लिखो. हिज एल्डर ब्रदर वाज डेड, वाज नो मोर, he passed away. There are so many ways to say, okay? And I saw that it was indeed himself. And I saw that it was indeed himself. But how aged and wan! And never before had I heard him mention his brother. Much shocked, I murmured, "Oh, I'm sorry." It means he was the same person. But since he asked, "Well, Mr. Gessler, how are you?" Right? So he thought that the person is asking about his older brother. So he said, "My elder brother is dead." Right? But he could not recognize the customer. But the customer did recognize him. And to his amazement, to his surprise, he was taken away by his reply. So he said, "Oh, I'm sorry." Yes, he answered. He was a good man. He made a good bood. Now he is replying to this person. Yes, he was a good man. He made a good bood, but he is dead. And he touched the top of his head, where the hair had suddenly gone as thin as it had been on that of his poor brother, to indicate, I suppose, the cause of his death. Do you want any boots? And he held up the leather in his hand. It's a beautiful piece. Do you want any boots? It's a beautiful piece. I ordered several pairs. It was very long before they came, but they were better than ever. one simply could not wear them out. And soon after that, I went abroad. So, after this purchase, the customer, the speaker, has gone abroad. It was over a year before I was again in London. And the first shop I went was to my old friends, means Mr. Gessler's. Okay, after his visit to London, he again came, है ना? It was over a year before I was again in London. यानी कि एक साल के बाद वो दोबारा आया और दोबारा लंदन जाने से पहले before I was again in London. समझ में आ रहा है आप लोगों को? I am being bilingual, children, because I want you all to be very good silent readers, especially when you read the chapters on your own. And do not be discouraged by the tough vocabulary wherever you come across. Always purchase a dictionary and keep it by your side and do use it diligently, meticulously. बिना किसी error के आप dictionary को खूब use करिए. ठीक है? And you can write the meaning. If it is English to English, you can write the word meaning on the page itself. Given, found. Okay, thank you, Abhinav. All right, so uh, where I am, yeah. So now he's again to the shop after his first visit of London, and I had left a man of 60. I came back to one of 75, pinched and worn, who genuinely this time did not at first know me. Do you want any boots? He said. I can make them quickly. It is the it is a slack dime. I can make them quickly. It is a slack time. I answered, please, please, I want boots all around, every kind. Means the speaker said to the bootmaker that whatever kind you have in your shop, I want a single pair from each of the kinds. Right? I had given those boots up when one evening they came. I had given those boots up when one evening they came. One by one, I tried them on in shape and fit, it in finish and quality of leather. They were the best he had ever made. I flew downstairs, wrote a check, and posted it at once with my own hand. Why has why he has to post the check? Because he was again in London. He was not in the same city. Have you understood? I hope the chapter is clear, Vivek. ठीक. A week later, passing the little street, I thought I would go in and tell him how splendidly the new boots fitted. But when I came to where the shop had been, his name was gone. I went in very much disturbed. मैं बहुत परेशान हो गया. In the shop, there was a young man with an English face. Mr. Gessler in? क्या Mr. Gessler है? I said. No, sir. He said, no, but we can attend to anything with pleasure. We have taken the shop over. हमने ये दुकान ले ली है. Yes, yes. But Mr. Gessler? Oh, dead. Dead? But I only received these boots from him last Wednesday week. Now look how the story is going. Who is calling me? God. Ah, he said, poor old man starved himself. Slow starvation, the doctor called it. You see, check out the dictionary, bring a dictionary. Abhinav wants to know the meaning of starve. Can you all help him in the chat section? Just find it out. It's not that tough. Keep a dictionary always when it's my period, okay? I may ask you any time. All right. Has anybody find? Sorry, found. What is its meaning? Okay, okay. Understood, Abhinav. Starved means exactly starvation. What do you mean by starvation? Means you don't get food, you don't have any access to food, you don't have any resource to get food from, you don't have any source of money, huh? You are that weak, nobody is coming to your help. There can be n number of reasons, and due to the same all old odd reasons, the person succumbed to death, and that's how the speaker is so disturbed, right? So that's the reason he say, poor old man starved himself to slow starvation. Every day, with every passing day, he was starving himself. The doctor called it. You see, he went to work in such a way. इतना काम करने का जुनून, इतना पैशनेट थे वो कि खाने की भी कोई सुध या कोई भी होश उनको रहता ही नहीं था, है ना? मे बी उनके पास पैसे भी नहीं होंगे. Would keep the shop on. He would never close his shop. The shop will remain on. Wouldn't have a soul touch his boots except himself. When he got an order, it took him such a time. People won't wait. He lost everybody. Means actually he himself made those boots, and whenever he had to made a boot, it took him so long to finish the assignment, right? So because of this, many customers, आज के डेट में इतना किसी को कहाँ टाइम है कि भाई कोई इतना रुकेगा. आप जूते खरीदने दुकान पे जाते हैं, so you want the shoes right away, yes or no? but 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 as the previous paragraphs have already shown that what kind of tough competition Mr. Gessler was facing, those big firms had all the advertisement flashing across the entire city, and his smaller shop where it would stand. So definitely when any order came his way, he would took his largest time to make the boots, right? And for that longer period of time, not a single customer would wait. I will say that. So that's how he lost everybody. And there he would sit going on and on. I will say that for him, not a man in London make a better boot. But look at the competition. He never advertised. Would have the best leather too, and do it all himself. Well, there it is. Can you just reread these lines? It has the climax, it has the meaning, it has the summary of the entire chapter. That why that man was so special. That's why the name of the chapter is quality. This man had never advertised for himself कि आओ मेरे दुकान से जूते खरीदो, है ना? कभी भी अपने को एडवर्टीज नहीं किया इन्होंने, कभी भी कोई पोस्टर नहीं लगवाया, लोगों को कभी पता ही नहीं चला कि बेस्ट क्वालिटी के जूते एक्चुअली शहर में बनाता कौन है. एंड ऑन टॉप ऑफ इट ही हैड द बेस्ट ऑफ एवरीथिंग. उनके पास सबसे अच्छा लेदर उन्हीं के पास था. ही वुड मेक द शूज ऑन हिज ओन. वो खुद से अपने हाथों से बनाते थे. इतना कौन करता था? बिगर फर्म्स तो ऐसा कभी नहीं करती थी. बट लुक एट द कंपटीशन. उन्होंने कभी भी कंपटीशन को मतलब फील नहीं किया, और उन्होंने कभी अपने आप को एडवर्टाइज नहीं किया, और देखो खामियाजा कैसे भुगतना पड़ा. Poor soul, right? That's all he meant. Well, there it is. What could you expect with his ideas? But starvation. All right, children. So it's almost time, and I should put a pause over here. You people are expected to read it ahead. I think I have just finished. है ना? ये खत्म ही हो गया. But starvation, that may be a bit flowery, as the saying is. But I know myself. He was sitting over his boots day and night to the very last. You see, I used to watch him. Never gave himself time to eat. Never had a penny in the house. All went in rent एंड लेदर. अच्छा, लेदर खरीदने में और रेंट के पैसे भरने में उनके सारे पैसे चले जाते थे. हाउ ही लिव्ड सो लॉन्ग आई डोंट नो. He regularly let his fire go out. He was a character. That is the reason the name of the chapter is quality. But he made good boots. Yes, I said he made good boots. By John Galsworthy, and that's how the chapter ends. If any doubt, leave it on my personal number of WhatsApp. Though you should not have any doubt. Okay. Is it there?